Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Yazid Sobri bin Idrus. Today, I will present about a newspaper article that published on 1st February 2025 which about new minimum wage RM1700 that take effect in Malaysia. Malaysia's newly implemented minimum wage of RM1700 enhanced the quality of life for workers and diminished inequality positively, impacting millions. Nevertheless, small and medium-sized enterprises are confronted with increased expenses that could influence employment and their competitive edge. Initiatives such as subsidies, enhancing productivity, gradual wage hike, and improved communication between employers and employees can assist in reconciling the advantages and the challenges. Next, I will present a journal article from Ibrahim and his colleague that published in 2024. This article talks about the challenges and implications of implementing and enforcing minimum wage orders in Malaysia and impacts toward employee motivation. Malaysia's minimum wage policy is to provide equitable compensation in order to raise living standards and decrease unemployment. Employee benefit from increased motivation, greater welfare, and reduced wage discrimination, while businesses may profit from increased loyalty and productivity. However, growing labor expenses are a challenge to SMEs' profitability and competitiveness. In order to balance benefits and sustainability, some solutions include government assistance, productivity gains, gradual salary changes, and improved employer-employee communication.
I'm about to presenting about the first positive impact of minimum wage in Malaysia. Malaysia's minimum wage policy has been shown to positively impact employment opportunities for low-skilled workers in both the short and long term. A study analyzing data from 1995 to 2020 using autoregressive distributed like ARDL models found statistically significant increases in low-skilled employment following minimum wage hikes. This indicates that raising the minimum wage does not necessarily lead to job losses for vulnerable workers. However, when broader economic factors such as labour productivity and technological advancement are considered, the positive impact on low-skilled employment becomes weaker and statistically insignificant. This suggests that while technological progress and productivity improvement play a role, they do not significantly modify how minimum wage increases affect employment among low-skilled workers. The relationship between minimum wage and employment is complex. Some studies raise concerns that increased labour costs could lead to reduced hiring or even layoff, especially in small and medium enterprises that form the backbone of nation economy. Nevertheless, overall evidence supports the nation that Malaysia labour market can adapt to wage increases through productivity gains or cost management strategies. In conclusion, Malaysian minimum wage policy helps improve wages and living standard for low-skilled workers while maintaining employment level. To sustain this benefit, policymakers are encouraged to complete wage policies with skill training, education reform, and targeted support for vulnerable sectors, ensuring a fair and resilient labour market.
Hi, my name is Farah Atika. Today I will be presenting on the impact of minimum wages in Malaysia based on a study that examined its effect on employee work productivity, motivation, job performance, and job satisfaction. The Malaysian government increased the national minimum wage from 1,200 to 1,500 on May 1, 2022. This 25% increase aimed to improve the living standard of employees, especially those in the lower bracket. While this move was welcomed by many employees, it also raised concern among some employers about costs and adaptation. This study aimed to understand how the increase in minimum wages relates to 4 key employee outcomes. First, productivity. Second, employee motivation. Third, job performance. And lastly, job satisfaction. First, the study showed a strong positive relationship between increased minimum wages and work productivity. Employees are more motivated to perform better when they receive higher wages, which reduce turnover and encourage loyalty. This aligns with the efficiency wage theory, where better pay leads to increased effort and output. The study also found that higher minimum wages significantly boost employee motivation. With improved financial security, employees experience positive emotions which drive them to put more effort into their work and stay committed to their jobs. Next, job performance, defined as the quality and outcomes of work, is positively affected by increased wages. Employees who are satisfied with their compensation tend to perform better because they feel valued and rewarded for their effort. Finally, the increase in minimum wages leads to greater job satisfaction. Fair wages rank among the top factor influencing how happy employees feel about their jobs. Higher satisfaction reduces absenteeism and increase organizational commitment. In summary, increasing minimum wages positively influence employee productivity, motivation, performance, and satisfaction in Malaysia.
Hi, my name is Novartis Binti Razwan. I will present the third impact of the minimum wage for this slide. So, according to the article, minimum wage policies in developing countries often shape how workers are represented, how wages are determined, and how effective labor institutions can be. Looking at Malaysia, our country, the introduction of minimum wage has played an important role in narrowing incomes gap and supporting workers' quality of life. At the same time, it creates some challenges for business, particularly small and medium enterprise that face higher operating costs. And there is also concern about reduced job opportunity in low-skilled sector. So, while minimum wage is designed to protect workers, its overall impact really depends on how well it is implemented and how balanced with the needs of employers.
My name is Nur Afifah. I will explain about solution of minimum wage in Malaysia. For small and medium enterprise (SME) in Malaysia have been under financial stress due to the 25% increase in minimum wage. According to Seoul 2023, the sudden wage hike put pressure on their operating costs and profitability, but there are several strategies that SME can adopt to cope with the challenge. One common approach is to pass part of the increased cost on to consumer by slightly rising price, though this must be done carefully to remain competitive. Another solution is to improve productivity by streamlining operation, reducing waste, and maximizing the use of available resources. SME can also adjust their wage structure, for example by restructuring employer role or offering performance-based incentive to balance cost with output. Most importantly, the adoption of technology can significantly enhance efficiency, such as using digital tool, automation, or e-commerce platform to cut labor dependency and improve business performance. This adjustment channel show that while wage hike are challenging, SME have practical option to sustain their growth and competitiveness in the market. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Asri Shafiq bin Nur Afandi. Today, I will present about a journal article by Ngaini and collages published in 2024. The article discusses whether higher wages can benefit Malaysia's economy through a greater share of labour income. The study found that increasing wages has positive effects, such as improving household income, reducing inequality, and encouraging more spending in the economy. However, it also highlights some challenges. Higher wages may increase production costs for firms and reduce competitiveness if they are not supported by productivity growth. In conclusion, the author suggests that wage policies must be carefully designed. This is to make sure that workers' welfare is protected, while at the same time ensuring that Malaysia's economic growth remains sustainable. Thank you.